Hi students, welcome back to Vijay Datta chemistry classes. This is Purnima ma'am. So in the previous session we have done with the de Broglie's theory. Today we are going to do the some of the applications on de Broglie's theory. Not only applications of de Broglie's theory. See today Bohr theory versus Bohr's theory versus de Broglie. Bohr theory versus de Broglie's theory we are going to study. Okay, let us start. What is this Bohr theory versus de Broglie's theory? Okay, Bohr theory versus de Broglie theory, de Broglie's equation. So, what is this? Is the Bohr not explained about the angular momentum. Actually, in the Bohr, mv are equal to nh by 2 pi. This is actually the Bohr has given, but it is a true. That is nothing but anything if you are substituting in this equation that is equal to its angular momentum when you are taking n equal to 1, 2, 3. But how did he get this equation? Why it is h by 2 pi? That is not explained by the Bohr. That is also one of the drawback of the Bohr's theory. But that is explained by the de Broglie's theory by his particle and as well as the wave nature of the matter is considered. Okay. So what he has done here? See, the postulate, this Bohr's postulate can be derived with the help of the de Broglie's wave nature concept, wave nature of the electron concept. So, what he has done, see, I have taken here one of the, it is a nucleus. So, it is also the electron revolving, that is one of the orbit. This is the nucleus, this is also one of the orbit which is revolving around the nucleus. So, whatever the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the circular orbit, right? So whenever the electron is revolving, suppose the electron has started over here. When electron is started, this electron just moving because it is moving in the wave nature, right? Particle, electron, any charged particle, it is in the wave nature, then it is moving in this direction. Again it is repeating like this. So, and one more possibility is nothing but two terminals should attach. And one more possibility, when electron is revolving around the nucleus like this, they are not, means again it comes like this, it is not overlapping. So there are two terms, they are not touching to each other. So now if the two ends of the electron wave meet to give a regular series of the cries, that is nothing but crusts and troughs. If these two terminals are meeting at one point, then you can get regular crusts and troughs. If these two are not meeting at one point, these two are not meeting at one point, then they will not get the regular crusts and troughs. It will be in this direction and it will be in this direction. So they are not moving to each other. They are not in the regular crusts like this. So this one he has considered as the circumference of the circle is considered. So if the two terminals are not touching, they are out of phase. Out of phase. When the two terminals are touching each other, they are in phase and the crusts and troughs are repeating repeatedly. Then we can consider that the circumference of the circle. This is only know the circle where electron is revolving. The circumference of the circle will be equals to the circumference of the circle will be equals to the whole number of its wavelength, whole number of its whole number multiple of its wavelength of the electrons, whole number of the electrons. So by taking this statement, circumference is equals to whole number multiple is nothing but we can take as the n is the quantum number only na 1 2 3 4 like that. So it's a wavelength represents with the lambda. So he has taken circumference of the circle formula is 2 pi r equals to n lambda. So this is the relation he brought, 2 pi r equal to n lambda. But according to the lambda de Broglie's theory, we know that lambda equal to h by mv, right? So he substituted that here. Then 2 pi r equal to n into lambda h by mv, isn't it? So see, I want to send mv towards this side and 2 pi should bring this side. Then it is mvr equal to n into h by that 2 pi. This is only no relation he brought, mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. So it is not explained by the Bohr postulates in why mvr equal to only nh by 2 pi. Why it is not? Because he has taken the circumference of the circle is equals to the whole number multiple of its wavelength of an electron he considered. That is nothing but here once again it is proved that dual nature of the matter, both particle nature as well as the wave nature he considered. Then we got the relation mvr equal to nh by 2 pi, where m is the mass of the electron, v is the velocity of the electron, r is the radius of the orbit, n is the principal quantum number, h is the Planck's constant, and 2 pi are the constants. This is what this proves that the de Broglie and Bohr concepts are in perfect agreement with each other. But Bohr considered only the particle nature. He did not consider the wave nature. But now de Broglie has considered the wave nature also. So both the theories are matching. So whatever they are explained, those are perfectly matching and they are perfectly acceptable. This is what the de Broglie's theory. So in the previous video, we have done with the de Broglie and exemptional case of the de Broglie also. This is the Bohr's postulate was explained by the de Broglie, that is mvr equal to nh by 2 pi like. Okay, let us see. We'll do some of the problems on the de Broglie theory. Some of the applications we'll see. Let us see. The first problem is calculate the momentum. Calculate the momentum of a particle which has a de Broglie, which has a de Broglie, which has a de Broglie wavelength of 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Even while I am writing the question, it helps you students to concentrate more. We have to read the question while doing the applications two times or three times. So while writing also you can understand this one. So already in the brackets they have given h is equal 6.6 into 10 to the power of minus 34 kg meter square per second. So this is also the data is given. Now we have to calculate the momentum means he is asking directly the p, which has a de Broglie wavelength. Direct formula lambda is equal to h by mv, that is nothing but p. So he is asking to calculate p, so lambda into h. Lambda value already it is given, both are in meters only. While doing the applications we have to check its units. Lambda should be in meters and Planck's constant is also in meters, so both are in same units. So you can substitute simply, that is 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 10 into 6.6 into 10 to the power of minus 34. Also you'll get the answer, isn't it? So lambda, we want p equal to h by lambda, sorry, p equal to h by lambda, p equal to h by lambda. So h is nothing, what is the h is given, 6.6 into 10 to the power of minus 34 by lambda value is 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 10. It is not multiplication, it is the division. P equal to h by lambda. If you calculate this, you will get the answer. Okay, guys? Okay. Let us see. We'll go to the next one more application. We'll see. That is second application is what is the mass of a photon? What is the mass of a photon of sodium, photon of a sodium light with a wavelength of 5890 angstroms. So what is in the brackets they given some x is equal to 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 27 erg second. C value velocity of light we all know, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second, because we have taken ergs. Joules means meters we have to take. Okay. Let us see here what is the mass of the photon. So let us see, lambda equal to h by mv. He is asking for the mass, that is nothing but m he is asking. Then simply modify m equal to h by lambda into v. So H value is given 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 27 by lambda value 5890 angstroms are given. That angstroms we have to convert into centimeters. Ma. 1 angstrom equal to how many centimeters? 1 angstrom equal to 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeters, 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Ma. This is we want in centimeters. So lambda value 5890 into 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeters into velocity. So velocity of light 3 into 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second. Everything units, all the units are in centimeters we have considered. Okay. If you calculate this, you will get the answer 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 27 by 5890 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 into 10 to the power of 10, 10 square. If 10 square comes to the numerator, 10 to the power of minus 2, so obviously it becomes 10 to the power of minus 29. Then you can get cancelled with 2. 2.2. So like that value you'll get. So final value 2 2 0 6 3 2 0 6 1 we can't get 3 8 jar 24 you can take 2.28 like so 2.208 because why we are taking the both. So final the value of for this one again 2.208 you have to divide with 5890. So the final value for the m here it is 3.752 into 10 to the power of minus 33 grams. This is the mass. Okay. So these are the some of the values to calculate the wavelength. Okay. So here I am giving you one more question that is test yourself ma. That is a one more problem I am giving. Just you do that problem to get the just you do that problem. 1 minute. The problem I am giving. Calculate the wavelength associated associated with an electron moving with a velocity 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second. Calculate the wavelength associated with an electron moving with a velocity 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second. Ma. Velocity is given 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second and h value is already know. Then apply lambda equal to h by mv value. Then h value you have to take in ergs ma 6.6 into 10 to the power of minus 27 erg second. Then simply if you substitute you will get the answer. Okay, just test yourself. Okay, students, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll come with the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle in the next video. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe, watch. Please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel, Vijay Datta Chemistry Classes. Please do give some cooperation. Subscribe. Please ring the bell icon to get the fresh notifications. Okay, students, thank you. Thank you so much. Signing off, Purnima.